paintremover.com. Today we're going to jump right in and start restoring an old window. Before we get started, let's make sure we have everything we need. A silent paint remover, a respirator, several sharp pole scrapers, raw linseed oil, aluminum tape or foil, chisel with roller, and putty chisel. As you can see in our workshop, we've built a custom tabletop for window restoration to catch paint, dust, and chips for easy cleanup. Whatever you use for your project, make sure you can clamp the window down securely so it will not move around while you're working. Adding raw linseed oil will do two things. First, reconstitute the old dry paint, and second, bind any paint dust you may create when scraping. If the old paint is acrylic, you may need to score the surface so the oil can penetrate into the putty. It will then soften easier with infrared heat. Ideally, cover the entire surface and let the oil soak in for 24 hours. Use whatever method you prefer to mark the location of the glass as well as the top and bottom of the window frame. Aluminum tape is a great way to protect the glass. Just cut the pieces to fit, peel off the back, and apply directly onto the glass. An even simpler option is to use a piece of cardboard wrapped in aluminum foil. Position it wherever needed during the heating process. Always read the instructional manual before operating. Wear a respirator for your own safety, and don't forget to utilize the weight bar to angle the tool into corners. Flip the green power switch, turn the unit on its side, and allow the tubes to heat up and turn orange. This usually takes 2 minutes or so. It is very important to operate the tool with the side shields fully extended. Use a sharp, long-handled scraper parallel with the surface and pull towards yourself. If you see the surface bubbling a lot, or see smoke, it is a sign that you have heated too long. Heating time is often shorter than you think. The average is 30 seconds, depending on the thickness of the wood, the type of paint, and the ambient temperature. If you are using a good scraper, the resulting surface requires little to no sanding. In fact, sanding should be unnecessary. Start with the exterior side. Remove the paint first, exposing the putty line, which will act as a guide for your chisel with roller. Rest the roller on the outer surface of the window, and follow that edge with the chisel, separating the putty from the sash. Now let's see that again. The ease with which you remove the putty all depends on what materials were used in the past. Try to scrape with the grain of the wood, and feel free to move around the window to find the best angle. Take your time with the interior of the window. The window blade is especially designed to follow the pattern of grooves in the wood, but the pattern varies from window to window, so you may find you need to use several different scrapers to remove the paint from this area. This is by far the most time-consuming part of the paint removing process, but you're almost done. You may remove the glazing pins with pliers, but there is a real danger of cracking the glass. Instead, run your scraper along the glass and pull the pins out gently like this. A slight pull and the right angle is all you should need. Clean around the edges of the glass, removing any wooden spacers that may be wedged between the glass and the inside of the sash. Now you will be able to easily remove the glass with very little pressure. Make sure you haven't lost the location markers you made. Carefully remove the glass from the window frame and set aside. Here is a trick to remove any excess paint from the window. Apply a little more organic raw linseed oil to the wood, heat with the paint remover, and use steel wool to gently scrub the surface. Paint residue may be left in the grain of the wood. This is fine and will not be a problem. Now that you've heated the wood, go ahead and remove any putty that is left. As you can see, an earlier restoration scorched the wood, probably a heat gun or a torch. Burn marks cannot be made with the infrared heat from the silent paint remover. We have achieved a beautiful bare wood surface, immediately ready to be painted with Allback organic linseed oil paint, and this old window will last for generations. There are many ways to clean the glass. You can use a bin like this and soak them in warm water and a little bit of linseed oil soap, or you can apply the soap and water directly onto the glass using a non-scratch pad like this one. It's a good idea to use a microfiber cloth or a non-skid material like this behind your glass when you're scraping with your glass scraper to clean the edges like this. Remember to keep your markers in place so you can place each glass piece correctly later. We don't need a perfectly clean surface right now, but the linseed oil soap will leave a little residue of oil, so use a non-chemical cleaner like Sodasun dish soap, found at cleaningchemfree.com. This is also where you'd want to replace any broken or damaged pieces of glass, but we'll cover that in another video. Well, I'm happy to tell you you're done with part 1 of window restoration. Look out for part 2 at silentpaintremover.com or solventfreepaint.com.